All right. Good evening, everybody. Hey, it is Wednesday, 8:35 p.m. Central Standard Time, February the 4th. We're already in February. And tonight's DSJ training, okay? If I had to label it anything, I want you guys to understand the power of DSJ, okay? I want to give you a financial perspective about DSJ, and I want to give it to you early for the simple fact that when this money come in, which we all know it will, when this money comes in, all right, I want everybody to be able to handle it. Okay, I know that sounds crazy, but I've seen some people make some crazy financial decisions already. So here's the perspective that I want to give you tonight. This is a financial perspective meeting, all right? And I like to take everything back to the beginning because if you don't know why you're doing something, you're going to put in just that much effort. Okay. And if you don't know why, you're not going to really put in a whole lot of effort. But for everybody that's listening tonight, you should be builders. Okay. And what we building, not only are we building our base, we also building a portfolio. Okay. Because one day we're going to get to the point where we can't do what we do for a living, and we our income going to have to come from somewhere. So tonight we're going to start out with two places, all right, that your income's supposed to come from. All right, we already know during our working years it comes from laboring. All right, but when we labor, we got something called taxes, okay? And it's Social Security, okay? And Social Security, that program, if you look at your paycheck, they're still taking Social Security out. And I'm going to share with you my first time ever reviewing a Social Security statement. I had no idea that they even exist, all right? But when I found out and I started getting into money, all right, when I found out and I started getting into money, I started getting an understanding. So I want to take you back, and this is March 10th, 2008, my Social Security statement. And it's saying that a program that you're contributing to today, okay, if you're working a job, the program that you're contributing to today, they take Social Security tax out of your paycheck. In 2017, they said that they're going to be paying more in benefits than we collect in taxes without changes. By 2041, the Social Security Trust Fund will be exhausted. Okay. Now, if you are a W-2 earner, that just means if you work a job, this affects you. Okay. Now, let's go to the next one. It didn't share. Now, the next one I want to share, it didn't share it. So let's see if it'll do it now. Stand by. Okay. This is the next one. Okay. For some reason, keeping one on my screen, but okay, cool deal. This is the next one, right? You see, by the age of 67, and I'm just hitting the highlight. This is okay. The first one was $833. Okay. By the time I hit 67, that's my retirement age, so to say. All right. Then this was printed out 2012. All right. It was $1,697. Okay. And that's at the age of 67, retirement age. Then I got this one on 2017. It said, when I get to the rightful age of, say, 67, they're going to give me $1,800 a month. And ain't nothing wrong with this. Okay. I'm grateful for it. But I just know this is not going to be enough to afford our lifestyle. Just like the baby boomers now, a lot of them, they cannot stop working. Okay. They have to work. and they are in their golden years. Now, this May 23rd, 2019, okay? The same thing that's right here, the same thing, 1222. That is what I'll be getting a month at the age of 67. All right. I'm going to show you something on an evaluation that don't add up. The math is not mathing. So this is why you want to use BG as a long-term uh, supplemental income program. And I share with you what I mean. Just like Social Security is supposed to be uh, a long-term supplemental income program. All right, but they telling you that the money's going to be exhausted. Okay, so here is what a lot of people don't understand. But if you read, it tells you this is not intended to be your only source of income when you retire. Okay. When I say retire, that just means you can no longer do what you're doing to make a living. Okay. Now, it say you will need other savings, investments, pension, or retirement accounts to make sure you have enough money to live comfortably when you retire. All right. Now, I just want to share from 1992. This is my working years from 1992 to 2018. I had a total of $674,000. Okay. How do I know? Because this is what they taxed me on my earnings for Social Security. All right. Now just think in America, everybody gets this who work a job, W-2, and they work. That was 26 years of working, $674, and all they want to give me, back in 2019 was $1,222. So you got to ask yourself, where will your income come from when you could no longer work? Okay, trade your time for money. Where will your income come from? So I want to share with you is it got to come from an income producing asset. Okay. It has to come from an income producing asset. Uh, DSJ is one heck of an income producing asset when you use it as an income producing asset. A lot of people already saying, well, I'm gonna wait till mine get to $1 million. It's far be it for me to tell you what to do with your money. I'm not even gonna let mine get to $40,000, okay? But I want to share with you why I'm saying this so you'll understand. All right. Now let me share this screen with you. And nope, not that one. This one. Okay. Now I want to share this screen with you. This picture right here. This the picture right here, okay? And ain't nothing wrong with a job, okay? I just want you to understand when it comes to the point of, all right. Now, when it comes to a job, okay? This is nothing but the quadrant. Okay. If you probably know Robert Kiyosaki, he came up and he coined this and the cash flow quadrant. So I'm just taking a little excerpt from Robert Kiyosaki on the E side. Say, I want to let you know where you stand and why DSJ is very important to all of us. Okay, especially if you have a job because a job is no leverage. Remember, that's you doing 100% of the work for the income. All right. So you trading your time for money. I wanted to own my time, and I believe, in oppression free. Okay. I don't oppress nobody. When they get to the point where they could own all 24 hours of the day, that's freedom to me. Then you got self-employed, okay? Self-employed, you still, to me, that's like owning a job. I don't knock any of these, okay? Because it ain't how you make, well, it really is how you make your money, but then again, it's how you manage your money, okay? So you trading your time for money every day. starting at level zero, it's no leverage. You just really own a job when you're self-employed. Now, on the right side, business ownership. Okay. Business ownership is where it's at. Okay. Here's why you have leverage. The biggest thing, remember that word, leverage. You're going to see it again. I'm going to share it with you because leverage income, that's the type of income that you want. Okay. Because if you got to work for every dollar that you make, you got to think and ask yourself, when you can't work, how much will you make? All right. Then the final spot, and this is where DSJ fits in perfectly. Investor. So you got money working for you. All right. It's passive. All we got to do is copy and paste. All right. That's one way. And then when we promote the business and the opportunity and people join you, now you're receiving extra signals. Okay. So that's leverage and that's residual because when you get promoted, now you got every ninth, 19th, and 29th you getting paid. Okay. I know February don't have 29 days in it. March 1st, he already put it out. Okay. So don't forget if you are level one and above, March 1st is when you're gonna request for your dividend payout. All right. Now, where am I going with this? Now we're talking about investing. Okay. I want you to see this next slide right here. And this is an evaluation. Okay. Now, this evaluation is based off of 5%. Okay. This evaluation is based off of 5%. Okay. Now, let's just say everybody look at their P&L on their assets. If you go to your DSJ, you log in and you see assets. You see how much you have in your total assets, and then you see that P&L. That P&L is what you making daily. Okay? That's what you making daily. So let's just say, with this 5% that you're looking at, this asset evaluation right here, to receive a monthly residual income of $100. This is a month. You're gonna need $24,000 somewhere with a 5% rate of return. Okay. This is what everybody's looking at and doing and hoping for outside of DSJ. This is what the financial illiterate people are doing because they have been told the bank is where they keep their money and the banks don't give 5%. Okay. So I want you to understand the power of this trading platform that you got called DSJ. Now let's go to $500. Okay. For $500 a month residual income, you're going to need $120,000 somewhere. Okay. Now you also have, and I'm going to go all the way to the fourth extreme, $10,000 a month residual income because everybody that's saying DSJ going to hit that. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Whether you got two signals or three, just by the fact it compounds. Okay. Now, percentage is a whole lot higher, but I just want you to see this. Okay. You're going to really need $2.4 million at 5% to receive $10,000 a month. Now, all of us on here, we got a DSJ account. It's producing different for each one of us. But as long as we continue to make our two trades every day, we know what's in our account. I want to share and show what I think is the best way to handle that money so you can pull the same $10,000 a month and you don't have to have $2.4 million. Okay. So basically, what I'm saying, don't let your DSJ account grow to $40,000 before you pull anything. All right. And here's why I say this. And I'm going to share this this slide deck with it. And you know what? I was going to just tell y'all about the evaluation. And did you notice uh they've been taking Social Security taxes since I was I think 1996 and I worked and I got up to 600 and something thousand dollars. So that means I should at least been making $3,000 a month. So that's another reason why. See, people don't know this and they find out when it's too late, when they hit the rightful retirement age, 67 probably for most of us that's on here. Now, if you're a baby boomer, of course, you inside of that age right now to where you can retire. But let me share this last slide with you so that you can get a better picture of everything that I just said, and I'll be done. Okay? Because as a leader, you're supposed to be able to train and teach your team, the people that you sponsor and enroll, because they're gonna come to you with all the questions. And I want you to be able to teach them and show them, what could be in their best interest. All right. Now, let's go to a person who wants to make $1,000 a month using their DSJ platform. Now, my mentor, he put me on how to make $100,000 a year using DSJ. So that is my strategy. So every month I will be withdrawing $8,500. Okay. I think my next withdrawal party will be somewhere around the 18th. I'm not for sure. But to make a long story short, this person right here just say all I need is $1,000 per month. Okay. Now, to help you understand, $3,000, once it get to that balance, whether you built it or you buying it, $3,000 is the balance. At 1.2% a day, you made all both of your trades. 30 days later, you will have $4,312. Okay. You can withdraw $1,300 and have $1,100 hit your account. Okay. Let's just say you want to go a little bit more. You might have somebody on your team that want $3,000 a month. So the numbers change. $8,000 at their initial balance. And if they wait 30 days, that 8,000 will become 11,000, okay? $499. Now, here's the deal. You can withdraw 35, almost $3,500 a month. All right. Now, after fees, of course, 29 will go 29 will go into your bank account. Let's take it another step forward. Okay. $5,000 a month. All right. $5,000 a month, 30 days. Let it sit. Make your trades. I'm sorry. Yeah. At $12,000 a month, at $12,000 initial balance, make the trade. 30 days. That's $17,000. Okay. You can withdraw 5,200. Okay. And what hit your bank account will be like $4,400. All right. Now, here's why I'm sharing this with you. And I'm really done. Here in America, most people they go off of the fact that let's just say you make $50,000 a year. Okay. That's when you're getting ready to retire. Or however, if you're making $50,000 a year now and you're getting close to retire, everybody say 20 times. You need 20 times what you're making now when you retire. So 50,000 times 20, that'll give you $1 million. Let me see if I can share my calculator. Okay. So we're gonna put in $50,000 a year. A person making $50,000 a year times 20. Whoa, I didn't want that. Wow. And just like that, hold on. All right. A person making $50,000 a year times 20. Okay. That's $1 million. All right. Now that person has $1 million portfolio. See, whatever you retire on, remember, you can only retire off of what you build. All right. If you're not building nothing, you just gonna have to work until you die. That just no ifs, ands, buts about it. So that's $1 million. So let's just say at that same 5% that we were talking about earlier, okay? $1 million times 5% give you $50,000 a year. Okay. Now you divide that $50,000 a year by 12 months. Now you back at 4166 a year. I'm sorry, a month. Now I just showed you how you can withdraw from DSJ what your account has to be to get that same $4,000 a month. And it's not at $1 million. See, when you understand how to evaluate what you have, see, you'll know how to use it correctly. So that's all I want to share with you guys tonight is I want to help you get an understanding of what you're sitting on. I've been hearing so many people, and whatever strategy works for you, far be it for me to tell you what to do with your money. I just want to share with you how it works. But you're gonna have to have a strategy for it, okay? And this is all on the front end. Later on, we're gonna get to the point. Mr. Curry, he's talking and teaching taxes right now, minimizing taxes. But see, before you start withdrawing that money, you want to have that base. That's why I did that video. Make sure you have a base because tax preparation will be needed. And I want you to understand when you start drawing the money so you can manage it properly so you don't get stuck tax liability. Okay. So I kind of want to go from the beginning, Social Security, uh, what they telling people in America ever since I've been involved with money, and it ain't changed. Fast forward it 18 years later to the solution of why you are doing DSJ. See, we know Social Security ain't gonna work. We know if you just work a job, it's not gonna get you there. You're gonna have to establish another source of income, which I say DSJ is perfect. And at the same time, you're going to have to manage that income properly. That's how simple it is. We're not going to make it hard. Just as easy, copy, paste, and get paid. Now, that's what I want to share with you guys tonight. I will stop this recording and then let's just talk and whatever questions you have.